What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Thursday, November 13th. Now you may have noticed that DOG is down 12% in the past 24 hours. I would like to call this the DOG Max Pain video, because during Max Pain, there is a lot of emotions that are circulating across all of crypto, not just within DOG, but across all of crypto. And when you see manipulation in the market, which I'm about to share with you, this manipulation is happening for a reason. While every other bullish catalyst event that could be sending crypto higher has ended up becoming a very bearish sentiment and bearish on the price of Bitcoin in the crypto market. Now, the reason this is happening is simply one thing. Whales and big institutions and deep-pocketed traders want to buy back in cheap. And I want to share with you that the data is sharing with me that this is absolutely true. So let's go ahead and dive deep into it. Let's talk about DOG. Let's talk about the crypto market. Let's not waste any time. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. Now, when you're looking at just the price, not just data, I'm talking about just the price. Ask yourself, how do you actually feel? You must feel very scared. You must feel very nervous. The fact that there is uncertainty gives you some ungroundedness. So you feel a little shaky. That's completely normal. We are human beings. But this is also a majority of retail traders, retail investors. Retail uses their emotions. They do not use data. So I want to share with you in this video why data can help you understand, step out of your emotions, and see the broader scope of things. So let's look into Bitcoin's price. As you can see, it's dropped below 100,000 US dollars. 100,000 US dollars per Bitcoin has been a major support level for Bitcoin itself. So is this the end of Bitcoin? Are we heading into a bear market? I don't exactly think so, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. Now let's look into the meme coin market sector. As you can see, many meme coins are down. Some are just in the single digits, like 6%, 5%, but let's scroll down a little bit further because DOG Bitcoin dropped in the double digits, down 12%. Now this could be maybe some retail traders have decided, you know what, I'm too scared. I don't know if I believe in DOG, or maybe I'm too scared of the price, so I am afraid that I will need to sell this right away. But here's the thing. Why are you selling at a low? Why are you selling when things are going down low? Because what else are you going to do? And this is the problem with retail traders, and this is very normal, is that we sell low and then we buy high. And you hear that all the time. It just happens. It happens in any crypto asset, not just meme coins. But you got to step out of that. So let's look at the meme coin market cap, because we're still at around $54 billion altogether. Dog themed meme coins are always capturing the most market share. Look at the fear and greed index. We are at 15. By the way, this is very great news. Whenever we are in extreme fear, that's very positive for crypto. And what do I mean by that? So whenever we are in extreme fear, it's a huge reset, meaning much of the retail is leaving. And most of the large whales are either holding or accumulating. And the last time we were at these levels was, say, around March of 2025. And as you can see, we started seeing much greed and almost got to extreme greed after that. So whenever we have these hard resets, it's actually quite necessary. But it isn't just the crypto market. Have you noticed that the stock market isn't doing that well either? NASDAQ down 1.7, S&P 500 down 1%, Dow Jones almost close to 1%. I mean, this is pretty significant if you think about it. And this is after the government actually reopened, which I'll talk about. Now, Bitcoin monthly returns, have you noticed in the quarter of Q4, is down 11%. If you actually scroll down, November alone is actually down more than October. It doesn't make any sense, considering that the average and median of both October and November after a post-halving year is actually very positive. In fact, October and November are the very bullish months in the whole entire year. Now, I think what's happening is that they want you to believe, meaning Binance, Wintermute, and these market makers and manipulators want you to believe that the market is going down. They want you to believe that the crypto market is experiencing a death cross, which it is actually happening right now. So if you pay attention to the 50-day and 200-day moving average, they're about to form a death cross. And so we saw back in 2021, 2017, and 2014 that every single time that we saw a bearish divergence, aka a death cross, the market went into a bear market for almost close to an entire year. And what's really suspicious is that the crypto market has actually not been pumping over the past year. Even after yesterday, we had President Trump sign the bill officially to reopen the government until January 30th. So why isn't this sending the crypto market up? Well, what's really interesting, even enough that December, it looks like the odds of a rate cut are actually dropping, meaning we may not get a 25 basis point rate cut in December. So if you look at the lineage, right, we've had Bitcoin ETF approval, we had CPI inflation data cool off, we had a federal pause, we also had rate cuts in both September and also October. We also had the S&P 500 reaching new all-time highs, gold reaching new all-time highs, M2 money supply still going up, Nvidia earnings still blowing out, and also the reopening of the government shutdown on top of the US Senate releasing a crypto market structure bill. All these sent the crypto market going down. So do you think that maybe for the rate cut that may not happen in December, could that be the very first and very beginning of a reversal, meaning that crypto actually pumps? Maybe that's it. Maybe this is what's going on, is that everybody is to believe that we're experiencing a death cross, and also that we have no rate cut in December, that the bear market will continue. When in fact, the manipulators, the market makers, the Binances, the Wintermutes are actually going to put money back into the system. So let's look into that. So let's look at the stablecoin reserves that they've been piling up on Binance and also Bybit and other exchanges like OKX, but more specifically Binance. So why is there a ton of stablecoins being funneled into their reserves? Well, mainly it could be that retail is panicking and they want to put their money into stablecoins rather than Bitcoin or cryptocurrency because things are going down. Or, in fact, that stablecoins are actually being bought in the masses by institutions, Wall Street, and big, deep-pocketed traders. And the reason they're doing this is because they're actually going to deploy capital when things are at a cheaper price. It would make sense, right? Why would you buy things when things are too high? But in fact, we're actually seeing the second largest accumulation of 2025 from these whales. I mean, if you think about it, just in the last week, this is according to CryptoQuant, whales actually accumulated over 45,000 Bitcoin. It is the second largest weekly accumulation process in these wallets. So you're saying that whatever's happening with the price of Bitcoin in the crypto market, people are actually stacking. These whales are actually stacking. The whales, the institutions, also the Wall Street people. Now, I want to share with you this image as well from CryptoQuant. This is Binance's Bitcoin inflows over the past 30-day moving average. Now, a multi-month high in Binance Bitcoin inflows. This is amid the short-term holder capitulation. Now, historically, when short-term holders are selling at a loss, it often corresponds to a cleansing phase for the market that can mark the final stage of correction. So this dip that you're seeing, that's the correction. The amount of selling pressure that you're seeing, that's the short-term holders. These are the people that cannot handle the price volatility. And I'm going to even prove it to you. This is, by the way, the Bitcoin spot average order size. As I mentioned before, there are whales, the big whales, buying into Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and zoom into the monthly time frame. As you can see, these green dots is showing you clear as day that the whales are buying Bitcoin. Regardless of what you're seeing in terms of selling pressure, those are the short-term holders. You're seeing institutions and big whales selling, and maybe you're seeing OG whale wallets selling their Bitcoin as well. But either way, it's being absorbed by these big entities. So I just want to share this image by Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures. So he was saying that right now in this image, this is the dog plotted behind the business cycle green line, okay? So 1.5 years contraction, one of the most extended contractions since the 1940s. The green line is anticipated to finally begin expanding. I wonder what the number one coin on Bitcoin, which he's talking about dog, besides Bitcoin will do. Unpopular now, let's watch. Now, when you're looking at this specific diagram, dog reaching 10 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion, it's not that hard to believe, because if you think about it, dog right now at around 0.5% of Bitcoin's market cap is roughly $10 billion. Dog at 1% of Bitcoin's market cap is $20 billion. So really, this is not too hard to believe that we can reach these billion-dollar market caps. And as I mentioned before, with the specific image, dog is next in line. Right now, you're experiencing the capitulation within the crypto market. You may think dog is dead. You may think Mog coin is dead. You may think Dogecoin is dead. You may think any other Pengu token or meme coin out there is dead. But more specifically, dog tokens, right? As we've seen before, no matter what the crypto market does with Bonk, with Floki, with Doge, with Shiba Inu, with Dog Wifhat, during those bearish times in the crypto market, you saw major parabola events with every single one of these coins. And they all happened and were released at different time frames. These dog coins were not released at the same time. So dog is dead, aka the dog of Bitcoin is experiencing the exact same thing. So what I believe is happening is that the market is being shaken up, that they want you to sell your asset. and they want you to sell your asset because you're retail, you're emotional. So if you focus on the data that I just shared with you, beat that system. Now, knowing the data, you are now the 1%, while the 99% focus on their emotions. We, the 1%, never sell when we're dipping. We only accumulate or hold. So I want you to think about one thing. You gotta ignore the 4-year cycle now because we now have institutions. This has been the longest consolidating trend of Bitcoin's price ever. We've never seen this with Bitcoin ever. And because of that, the whole 4-year cycle narrative, I think, is dead. And I think even the 5-year cycle could be stretching it. Maybe we're in a cycle that we've never seen before, starting a new trend. And as you can see, Bitcoin has not reached a peak. In fact, I don't expect that Bitcoin will stay down for too long. Yeah, maybe people predict that Bitcoin will drop and go into a bear market because we're experiencing the death cross, but maybe that won't last really long. Maybe that's when all the institutions are going to buy up, convince all the retail to sell, so that when the crypto market goes back, retail ends up being exit liquidity. This to me is not organic. This is manipulation. Binance, Wintermute want you to think the crypto market is going down. Why is everything else going back up? Now think about that. Now, when the crypto market does go back up, Dog Bitcoin will follow it. You know I remain bullish around Dog, no matter what. It's like literally the top 20 meme coin by market cap with only tier 1 centralized exchange listing. This is according to CoinMarketCap's ranking. The fact that it's doing that just goes to show that Dog will be next in line to have Bitcoin meme coin season and will experience the parabola event that I shared with you in that diagram with all the dog themed meme coins. It's going to happen. But all you have to do is either 1, be patient, 2, have conviction, and number 3, either accumulate or hold. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Remove your emotions. It's very easy, but I know it's very hard at the same time. But once you learn these traits, you can take these traits and learn and trade it with any other altcoin out there. As long as you follow these principles, you will make it. So welcome to Dog Max Pain. Welcome to the Crypto Max Pain. In fact, in these times, I get really excited, and I hope you do too. So with all this information, I hope it's been very helpful. I will also see you guys tomorrow on a Friday, but to me, this is manipulation by far. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog and Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.